the beginning, God got bored and created the heaven and the earth. He made it out of nothing, thus proving that out of nothing something comes, even if it takes a magic spell to do it. But try suggesting that to your average Christian. They can't tell you why Gandalf saying Abracadabra to defeat the Balrog is any different from God speaking the universe into existence, but they still won't admit that it's magic. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Nobody knows what that face looked like. Did it have traditional Jewish features, or was it more Negroid? I mean, humans did start off in Africa, so if man was made in God's own image, then modern Europeans are a bit second-rate from the start, aren't we? And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. That's nice. It's always good to see what you're doing when you're casting magic spells. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Of course, that's all very well, but there's no proper earth yet, and definitely no sun. So how can there be any day at all, first or not? For some people, this all seems a bit unlikely. It's almost as though the writers of this book, the ancient Sumerians who the Hebrews stole the story from, didn't know how the solar system works. God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Okay. So God's a flat earther. Gotcha. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And then God created the Truman Show, and scored millions at the box office with his big dome, firmament, covering the world, which is flat, of course. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. This must be the British Genesis, a whole weekend with no sun. Bloody typical. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. There's no dry land here, mate. This is England. It's pissing down. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. I thought we weren't supposed to use the C word on YouTube. I don't care if you go. One rule for one and another for another. Man, that's going to be a bit of a theme as the series progresses, so I thought I might as well mention it early by the way of preparation and all. You just wait till we get to the part about not murdering folk. Then you'll see unfairness inherent in the system, and no mistake, you mark my words. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. But without a sun in the sky, they can't photosynthesize. How are they supposed to produce fruit or even live without sunlight? I know it's Britain and all that, but even so, give the bloody plants a chance. You'll be cursing fig trees for not producing figs out of season next. You know, for doing what fig trees are supposed to do. Oh, wait. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Now, just in case you're wondering, yes, there's an awful lot of this sort of repetition in the Bible. I know it's boring and it makes the whole thing really bloody tedious, but it can be funny too, especially when the repetition contradicts itself. Just wait until we get to chapter 2. And the evening and the morning were the third day. It's a long weekend and still no sun. Must be a bank holiday. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Finally, too late for that fig tree, though it's withered up already. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. Better late than never, I suppose. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. The greater light is a star, you notice. It's the sun, the centre of our solar system. And the lesser light, the moon, isn't actually a light. It just reflects the sun's light when we can't see it anymore because of the globe Earth. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, if inaccurately described. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. When do we get the dinosaurs? We want dinosaurs. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. So plankton and seagulls, not the most efficient food chain. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Oh, and whales. It's curtains for the plankton then. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And dinosaurs? Where are all the dinosaurs? And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. It's a weekend now then. No, it can't be, the sun's out. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. Hang on. We've gone straight from plankton to whales and then to moo cows. You've definitely missed out the dinosaurs. We want dinosaurs. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. So now is it dino time? And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, except for the dinosaurs, because they're really big, and some of them are hard as nails. I mean, there's no way a man has dominion over a T-Rex, no matter whose image he's made in. And you try going for a swim with a prehistoric crocodile. See how long you last. This God's just having a laugh. I mean, talk about setting us up for a fall. Oh, spoilers. God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Hang on. He told them to do what? Shouldn't there be the small matter of an apple before we start talking about multiplying over all the earth? Isn't childbirth and menstruating and saggy boobs and having to pluck your eyebrows only to draw them back too high on your forehead so you look ridiculous Eve's punishment? God's curse on all women because she got peckish and fancied a Granny Smith. If that was the plan all along, then the serpent and the apple thing is definitely a put-up job. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. So God's a vegan. Who knew? And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Righto. So it's all good. The world is made. The waters above and the waters below are in their appointed place. And remember this, God has already made man and woman. He made them together and told them to populate the earth. That has to mean having lots of illicit rumpy-pumpy to make lots of kids. What's not to like? It really was Adam's birthday. But see what happens next. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Job done, that's nice. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Fair enough, there's nothing like a nice lazy Sunday. God popped off down to the local pub. They do a fantastic carvery lunch on Sundays of the Dog and Gun, and there's a discount for deities too. It's to stop them burning the place down with lightning or volcanoes or sulphur or the like. The sort of divine protection racket. More about divine protection rackets later when we get to the Gospels, but that won't be for a while. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. They do a lovely eaten mess for pudding at the Dog and Gun too. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth where they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the heaven, the earth, and the heavens again. And people say this is well written. There's more repetition here than you'd find in a status quo songbook. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. Wait a minute. Not a man to till the ground, but you've just made one. And a woman to go with him. What's going on? Oh, don't tell me. They got one of those last-minute package holidays in Marbella. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. That was lucky. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Now wait just a piggin' minute. You told them other two that they could have free rein over everywhere. I don't remember you telling them Marbella was off the table. They're going to be really pissed off when they get back. It's only a week away. You need to take those cheap flights when they come up, you know. Pterodactyls cost money to keep them in the air and carrying passengers, you know. Usually, it's too expensive to fly to foreign climes, but they had a chance and they took it. So now you're just going to replace them just like that. That's cruel and heartless, or a case of really bad literary editing. Don't you get anyone to proofread for you? And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. I knew it. It's a setup. I mean, God has the whole earth to play with, including Marbella, let alone the other planets. He made the garden in the east, so why not stick the bloody tree somewhere in the west, if it's that dangerous? Why put it right next to the folks you don't want to eat from it unless secretly you're looking for an excuse? That one tree has the potential to ruin everything. So where does God put it? Right there in the garden. Still think it's not a setup? And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium, and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. That is it which goes toward the east of Assyria, and the fourth river is Euphrates. Okay, we get it. The garden is in Mesopotamia because the people you stole the myth from lived in Mesopotamia, and they didn't know anywhere else either, even Marbella. I mean, if God wanted to make a really nice garden, surely somewhere in the Caribbean would have been a much better bet. But no, Mesopotamia is it, because Mesopotamia is the best the Bible writers could imagine. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Is that the new man, or are the old couple back from Marbella early? They negotiated a couple of places in an unscheduled pterodactyl on the red-eye flight. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. Thanks very much, God, very kind of you. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Die? What does that mean? And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. But he's not alone. You made him a woman, and then told them to fuck like bunnies. That's partly why they went to Marbella. Hot climate, lots of booze, definitely good for putting a couple of newlyweds in the mood. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. He's already made all them too, including the dinosaurs. How else could the first lot have gone abroad on their honeymoon to Marbella? And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. That's disappointing. God had hoped to see Adam getting it on with a cow or something. Watching bestiality is a bit of a fantasy of Yahweh's. You can't beat a bit of divine voyeurism. That's why he's omnipresent, so he doesn't miss all them teenage girls getting it on with horses. It's disgusting. That's what it is. Naughty, naughty God. It's about time someone called social services about you. There's a register for people like you know. What a creep. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, that be a hypnol. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. Bloody hell. It's Hannibal Lecter. And the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. But he's already married to Eve. She's going to be really pissed off about this. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. I wonder if she'll take her to Marbella as well. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife. Cleave, ooh. And they shall be one flesh. You know, if they're going to populate the planet, I think Eve will have to do a bit of extracurricular cleaving once Adam's asleep. Perhaps that's why God made men so tired after sex, to give their womenfolk a chance to do a bit more breeding before morning. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Well, they wouldn't be, would they? Not after all the things they got up to in Marbella.